as lightning, it's the dream. Speed and drama, every turn on NFR, the rubber burns. Feel the thrill of every bend, where the champions transcend. Feel the power at NFR, burning tracks, driving far, where the races never end. NFR, only friend. Like Fernando calls the play on NFR every race day. Commentary sharp and loud, hyping up the roaring crowd. Feel the power at NFR, burning tracks, driving far, where the races never end. NFR, only friend. And now Fernando calls the play on NFR at race day. Commentary sharp and loud, hyping up the roaring crowd. Feel the power at NFR, burning tracks, driving far, where the races never end. NFR, only friend. Deaf queen, the top supporter scene, in the crowd where speed is keen.
Chasing dreams in flight. SAFRL thunder roar, spinning wheels forevermore. Engines scream at 8 o'clock, adrenaline like ticking clock. Turns and twists where legends bleed. Every fan needs to believe. In the league of SAFRL we rise, fuel and fire in our eyes. From the lows to the highest highs, it's the thrill that never dies. Pit stops quick, a race of fate. Champions born at heaven's gates. Trackside hearts beat wild and free. Victory for all to see. Rivalries burn tire lights, red and green in the night. Final lap on the moon's gaze, ending in a roaring blaze. Crowd rolls like crashing tide. In SAFRL we take pride. From start to end hero fights, everlasting speed delight. SAFRL, we rise, fuel and fire in our eyes. From the lows to the highest highs, it's the thrill that never dies. In the league of SAFRL we rise, fuel and fire in our eyes. From the lows to the highest highs, it's the thrill that never dies. In the league of SAFRL we rise, fuel and fire in our eyes. From the lows to the highest highs, it's the thrill that never dies. The thrill that never dies. Pit stops quick, a race of fate. Champions born at heaven's gates. Trackside hearts beat wild and free. A victory for all to see. Rivalries burn tire might, red and green in the night. Final lap on the moon's gaze, ending in a roaring blaze. Crowd roars like crashing tide. In SAFRL we take pride. From start to end heroes fight, everlasting speed delight. Delight.
screams. She's the guardian of our speed-filled dreams. With skull in flight and alien on the chase, she's the calm in the storm, our guide and grace. Andre by her side, loyal and strong, their love's been racing all along. But it's the brotherhood she holds so near, with every lap she makes it clear. Oh, Death Queen, heart of the grid, with every cheer she lifts the lid on fears, on doubt she tears through night. Her voice, our fuel, our fearless light. From cockpit to coach she stands supreme, a true believer in the brotherhood dream. Oh, Death Queen, in shadows and gleam, you are the queen of our sim racing team. Trophies shine, but not like her pride, watching Skull and Andre glide. She's there in silence, she's there in roar, in every circuit, every lore. From midnight spins to dawn's first light, she's always there holding us tight. No crash too deep, no curve too wide, with her in spirit, we rise, we ride. Oh, Death Queen, heart of the grid, with every cheer she lifts the lid on fears, on doubt she tears through night. Her voice, our fuel, our fearless light. From cockpit to coach she stands supreme, a true believer in the brotherhood dream. Oh, Death Queen, in shadows and gleam, you are the queen of our sim racing team. Just a fan, she's legacy born, through every F1 storm we wore. Holding the line, fierce and unseen, forever our monarch, our Death Queen. Whoa, Death Queen, heart of the grid, with every cheer she lifts the lid on fears, on doubt she tears through night. Her voice, our fuel, our fearless light. From cockpit to coach she stands supreme, a true believer in the brotherhood dream. Oh, Death Queen, in shadows and gleam, you are the queen of our sim racing team. Yeah, oh, Death Queen, you are the queen of our sim racing team.
Daniil came roaring, a Russian with a spark. Toro Rosso's fire lit up the track in the dark. Promised Red Bull's big seat, he flew in 2015. But Sochi's crash sent him down, Max stole the dream. Back to Toro he went with the "we'll call you lie." Twice they cut him loose, left him high and dry. Helmut's cold handshake, Christian sideways grin. Daniil kept fighting, but the deck was stacked to win. Red Bull's wings, they lift you up, then crash you to the ground. Promise glory, but then lies keep spinning around. From Daniel to Pierre, Alex and more, they fell. Red Bull's driver graveyard, where dreams go to dwell. Pierre was the next kid with a smile bright as day. Toro Rosso star Bahrain's foreshowed the way. Red Bull called him up, said, "Son, you're the one." But Max's shadow crushed him. 12 races, he was done. Sent back to Toro, told he'd get another shot, but the phone stayed silent, left Pierre in a knot. Jamie and Sebastian, they felt that same old sting. Promised Toro saddle, but Red Bull clipped their wings. Red Bull's wings, they lift you up, then crash you to the ground. Promise seats and glory, but then lies keep spinning around. From Daniel to Pierre, Alex to shine, but Torrid chewed him up, spit him out by design. Liam got 2 races, thought he'd earn his place. Red Bull said, back to Bulls, you're losing this race. Carlos got a loan out, never saw Red Bull again. Now he's winning elsewhere, leaving Helmet in pain. They dangle that seat like a carrot on a string, but when you reach for glory, you're left with nothing but sting. Red Bull's wings, they lift you up, then crash you to the ground. Promise seats and glory, but them lies keep spinning around. From Daniel, Tier, Alex, and more, they fell. Red Bull's driver graveyard, where dreams go to dwell. So here's to the drivers who fought through the pain. Daniel, Pierre, and Alex rising up again. Red Bull's got its titles, but these boys paid the cost. In the dust of melting keys, their dreams ain't fully lost.
Well, Oscar, you rolled in like a king on a throne. China, Bahrain, them trophies you did own. 3 wins piled high, you ruled that racing track. But now your leads are shaking, Lando's storming back. Silverstone hit hard, your brake check caught a fine. 10 seconds sunk your hopes, boy, you're losing your shine. Canada's wall, you shoved Lando to the stone. Now he's riding tall, and you're out there all alone. Oscar, your race leads slipping away like dust on a lonesome road. Lando's got the fire, and your dreams are about to fold. 8 points left, you're sweating in the sun. Lando's got the wheel, boy, your lead's near done. Austria's dust, you dove like a farm boy lost. Lando took that win, left you paying the cost. Your restarts are rougher than a dirt road's rut. Stewards wave them flags. Oscar, you're in a rut. McLaren's hauling strong, still the team to beat, but your championship leads wilting in the heat. Lando's got the grit, tough as a barnyard nail. While you're spinning tires, he's blazing down the trail. Oscar, your race leads slipping away like dust on a lonesome road. Lando's got the fire, and your dreams are about to fold. 8 points left, you're sweating in the sun. Lando's got the wheel, boy, your lead's near done. You were the hotshot kid, crown gleaming in the light. Now Lando's got the reins, and he's racing through the night. Silverstone's cheers, he carved your lead to 8. Your championship hopes are hanging on by fate. What's that, Oscar? Another dive gone wrong. Lando's got your number, singing this here song. McLaren's got the speed, but you're losing the spark. Step aside, old boy, Lando's lighting up the dark. Yeah, so crank that old guitar, hear Lando's victory tune. Oscar, your race leads fade beneath the moon. McLaren's still the king, but it's Lando's time to reign. Bow out, Oscar, let Lando take the fame. won back in 2010. A German kid with dreams, pole in Brazil back when. Williams gave him wings, but then they clipped him fast. Sent him to the sidelines, dreams fading in the past. Force India and all, he drove with fire and heart. But podiums dodged him like a mule kicking in the dark. 3/4 so close in Belgium, Korea too. Hockenheim's reign in 19 slid right out adieu. Oh, Nico, you chased that podium dream. 238 starts, no trophies gleam. Through rain and wrecks you fought, never lost your spark. Silverstone's mud in 25, you lit up the dark. Le Mans in 15, you won with Porsche's roar. But F1's cruel mistress kept locking that door. Sauberhausen back, you badgered for a seat. Günther Steiner laughed, Nico, you can't be beat. Monaco 16, Sergio stole the show. Bad pit calls left you stuck in traffic's bitter flow. Yet you kept on driving, no quit in your soul. A freight hauler's son with a heart made of gold. Oh, Nico, you chased that podium dream. 238 starts, no trophies gleam. Through rain and wrecks you fought, never lost your spark. Silverstone's mud in 25, you lit up the dark. From P19 in a Sauber that ain't grand, you danced through the rain, took fate in your hand. Lewis chased you down, but you said not today. Held off that Ferrari, sent the crowd in a fray. Lego trophy in hand, you grin with that sass. Silver or gold be nice, but I'll take this plastic class. The paddock went wild, Max gave you a nod. Jonathan Wheatley hollered, man, you're a racing god. Oh, Nico, you chased that podium dream. 238 starts, no trophies gleam. Through rain and wrecks you fought, never lost your spark. Silverstone's mud in 25, you lit up the dark. So here's to Nico, the Hulk who broke the curse. 15 years of grit, no one drove it worse or better. Raise a bottle high for that Silverstone day. Nico's finally podium bound, and he's here to stay.
In the quiet lanes of Silverstone town, folks are whispering about a boy falling down. Got a seat from his daddy, money's the king. Driving that Williams ain't like riding free. Tires spin, engines roar, but the podium's far. His wheels hit the gravel, now there's damage to the car. Got the world at his feet, yet he fumbles the lead. His dreams race away, but he's not in the speed. Daddy's money, daddy's ride, crashing dreams, nowhere to hide. Bought him a name that can't buy a skill. Lance keeps trying, but the track's all uphill. Now he's got his own team with a famous name. Aston Martin's the brand, but it's still the same shame. Every corner, every turn, the crashes unfold. Dreams wrapped in carbon fiber, truth left untold. Paddock folks shake their heads with a sigh as the green car spins and the hopes run dry. No matter the funds, it's a harsh game of pain. $1 million toys can't shelter the rain. Daddy's money, daddy's right, crashing dreams nowhere to hide. Bought him a name but can't buy a skill. Lance keeps trying, but the track's all uphill. Daddy's money, daddy's right, crashing dreams nowhere to hide. Bought him a name but can't buy a skill. Lance keeps trying, but the track's all uphill. Lance keeps trying, but the track's all uphill. Like a shooting star, the engines roar, the tires scream. Fast as lightning, it's the dream. Speed and drama every turn on NFR. The rubber burns, feel the thrill of every bend, where the champions transcend. Feel the power at NFR, burning tracks, driving far, where the races never end. NFR calls to play on NFR every race day. Commentary sharp and loud, hyping up the roaring crowd. Feel the power at NFR, burning tracks, driving far, where the races never end. NFR, holy friend. And now Fernando calls to play on NFR at race day. Commentary sharp and loud, hyping up the roaring crowd. Feel the power at NFR.
Good evening, David Croft here. Please remember to support NFR. You can do that by subscribing and hit that like button.
Holy friend, Deaf Queen, the top supporter scene. In the crowd where speed is keen. NFR, the place to be. Join the race, watch and see.
Chasing dreams in flight. SAFRL thunder roar, spinning wheels forevermore. Engines scream at 8 o'clock, adrenaline like ticking clock. Turns and twists where legends bleed. Every fan needs to believe. In the league of SAFRL we rise, fuel and fire in our eyes. From the lows to the highest highs, it's the thrill that never fire in our eyes. From the lows to the highest highs, it's the thrill that never dies. In the league of SAFRL we rise, fuel and fire in our eyes. From the lows to the highest highs, it's the thrill that never dies. In the league of
Good evening, everybody, and welcome back. Welcome back to NFR. Welcome back to SAFRL on a Tuesday night. We've just gone past 8 p.m. and we're getting ready to go. As you can see on the left-hand side of your screen, 19 of the 20 drivers have showed up for this evening. We might be waiting for one more driver. We'll wait and see. He might be able to squeeze in qualifying or before the race. Your circuit needs no introduction. This was the first circuit to ever hold an F1 championship race all the way back in 1950. That's where the Formula One championship opened, on this very circuit. The layout looked somewhat different. This track has had many evolutions. I think everyone agrees this is probably the best one. Everybody out, or at least everybody fitted with the soft tyre. Nobody looking to mess around on their first run. Doesn't look like there's going to be any sandbagging. Really can't have any sandbagging in a field this large. Of course, so much can go wrong. Might leave it all for that final run and find a whole lot of traffic. That's a lot of cars in the lobby. You can't put all of your reliance in one lap. You've got to do this benchmark like it might be your last lap. A lot of drivers out on track. I think just 4 of them now remain in the pits. All of those drivers on out laps. So no times just yet. I think Virus is the first driver to start a quick lap. Here we go. The engines were too loud in my ear. This is one of the 2 Ferrari drivers, Skull. The other driver, J-Boy, he's on an out lap. Skull on a quick lap. That's why we're following him. He's going through sector 1 as we speak. No lap times on the screen. Still waiting for that first benchmark so we can get an idea of what we're doing. Of course, there are a few clouds in the background. Drivers will be too worried about that. What about the race? We are in the UK, we are at Silverstone. Are we going to see weather in the race, or is it going to be a straightforward sunny day in England? Ferrari driver, Skull. It's out of the way. Virus says the first lap time of the evening, it's a 27.0. Now we're going to watch Skull as he goes over the line. Wheeze goes over the line, 27.0 as well, nothing in it. 27.3 for Skull. Those are the first three over the line. Then Ulrich goes up into P3. These times looking incredibly close. Look at that, 27.0, 27.0. Then it's followed by 3 27.3s. Make that 4 27.3s. Extremely close lap times here in the first lap times of the evening. Of course, these lap times will in all likelihood come down. Some of these drivers will be running an extra lap of fuel, just holding that one more joker card in their back pocket, not showing absolutely everything. Want to see what their opponents are capable of. This is the other Ferrari. We saw his teammate set a lap time of 27.3, good enough for P6 at the moment. This is J-Boy for a time of his own. He's going to get this corner in a hurry. It's only Max Verstappen won't. Magnetic Beckett's complex. Complex it is. When you get it right, it just feels so good. It's what a Formula 1 car is meant to do. Quick direction change. Cheap horses. Madison Beckett's. Some of the harshest the drivers experience in the entire calendar. This is the second Ferrari. We're about to watch him go over the line. Let's see what J-Boy can come up with as a first lap. Not too far behind his teammate, 27.5, good enough for P8 and just 0.2 off the other Ferrari. So far, so good for Wheeze, 27.0. He's on provisional pole, but right behind him, Virus, 27.0 as well. Nothing in it between those two, just 0.02 of a second. And then look at all those lap times. 27.3 for Nismo, 27.3 for Ulrich, 27.3 for Harsh Cartoon, 27.3 for Skull, 27.4 for Spikes, 27.5 for J-Boy. 0.2 of a second. 0.2 of a second covering 5 cars. All you need to do is find a 10th, and it can elevate you up the grid 3, 4, maybe even 5 spots. These times so close together. So all of those drivers, they'll be back out on track shortly. You know, there's nothing safe about those lap times. One of the two McLarens, this is Essa. He remains in the pits with no lap time next to his name. Either has some sort of penalty we don't know about, or is having some sort of drama in the pits. Let me know if you know in the comment section. Skull has gone over the line again, and he has set the fastest lap, but only just. Look at that, at 26.9. These times couldn't be any closer. 26.9, 27.0, 27.0, and then all those 27.3s. There's 3 of them, 4 of them. Nothing in it at all. You could put together a pretty decent lap time here tonight and still find yourself outside the top 10. Very important to get out on track. Spend every single minute you can out on track. Track's going to be improving all the time, as well as the driver confidence, as well as the driver risk. As you get further and further on into the session, you tend to throw a little more at it. If you retire at the very end of qualifying, oh well, lose it right at the start. That's a terrible result. That's why the guys tend to throw a little bit more risk at the end. We've already got those benchmarks down. Look at the Ferrari, 26.9, fastest driver on the track so far. Squeeze, man in P2, that's the man we're looking at right now. His time at 27.0. He's looking for an improvement, looking to take that P1 back. Doesn't like being in P2. He's a P1 type of guy. Skull's still quickest. Just the man in P2, the man in P3, Virus, he's also out on circuit, also just a 10th off the leader. Barely a 10th, 7/100ths of a second. Skull saying that the race will be fully dry. That'll be one less thing the drivers need to concern themselves with. Wheeze goes over the line and, well, that's a sucker punch. That's a sucker punch to take the wind out of anybody who thought they were getting close. That's a 26.3. It's 6/10ths faster than anything we've seen this evening. Gauntlet has been thrown. Goalposts have been moved. Challenge to all the other drivers in the field. Do you accept? Following the Haas driver Ulrich, 27.2. I think that was one of the drivers on a 27.3, so he did find an improvement, but just a 10th. Just a 10th. If he wants to get himself onto that front row, he's going to have to get himself into the 26s. Skull back out on track, looking to defend that 26.9 by improving on it. Where is Visor? Where is Visor? Harsh Cartoon in P5, 27.2. That's a very impressive lap time. 27.2. P4, 27.2. P5, 27.2. P6, 27.3. These lap times incredibly close in such a large field here this evening. Further back, there we go, that is Harsh Cartoon, 27.2. This is Nismo, one of the two Red Bulls. His teammates actually up in P2. That's Panda, it's another 26.9. Absolutely ridiculous, 26.3. That's still the outstanding lap from Wheeze. Nobody's got quite close, but look at the rest of the field. 26.9, 26.9, 27.0, 27.1, 27.2, 27.2, 27.4, 27.5, 27.5. And the list goes on. 27.5, 27.6, 27.6. Just 2 or 3 tenths of a second on your final run. You can find yourself on the other side of those timesheets very quickly. Could just be one mistake, could be just one corner, one braking point. Wheeze fastest, Panda second, Skull now in P3, and Skull now sideways. It's not what you want to see, especially if you're lining up for a quick one. Caution in sector 3, you can see Skull just weaving around. Hopefully he's got enough fuel in that car to do another lap. If not, he'll probably just come into the pits while there's still time, get one more run on the board. We can't see how much time there is in the session because of the solid yellow. I've had a caution in sector 3 for quite some time. There we go, it disappears. 4.5 minutes. remaining. So everyone does still have time to get back into the pits, have one final run. A lot of those drivers are in the pits. Everyone preparing for one more shot. The man with the massive lead is out on track again. Another outlap. He hasn't done enough. Are we going to see a 25? May sound extreme. These lap times were so close, I didn't expect a 26.3. Let's have a look. Here is Weeze, the Mercedes driver. Leader in the pack so far by 0.6 of a second. Going on what I believe will be his final run. To ride on board. With Weeze. Just to give you a good view of the circuit. Good view of what the drivers see. They have to deal with around the Silverstone circuit. They used to be able to take this corner full throttle, but in modern F1 cars, no problem. Now into Maggots and Beckett's. Look at this direction change. Left, right, left again, right again. And that explains the necks on F1 drivers. Back to the broadcast cam so we can see the end of this lap. Weeze 26.3, quickest time we've seen this evening so far. Let's see what he can come up with as he goes over the line. Is he going to shave a few more tenths off? Well, we're going to see a 25. Not quite. 26.0. 25.9 would have done it. But damn, he came close. Next best lap time at 26.9, so almost a second covering the front row. Absolutely insane when you have a look at the rest of the field and how close it is. Of course, one of the largest pole position gaps. I think it's the largest pole position gap. I'm not sure if it is. If it's not, it's definitely one of the largest. Ayrton Senna around Monte Carlo. Was it in? I think it was in 1988. May have been in 89, but I think it was in 88. Qualified 1.5 seconds ahead of his teammate in P2, Alain Prost, and that was a 4-time world champion. 1.5 seconds over the rest of the field, and the man in P2 has the same equipment as you. Skull over the line now, starting what I think will be his final run. Just 1 minute remaining. This will be his final run. Caution in sector 2. Drivers need not worry about that too much. If it were in real life, they would have to lift off. Show a decrease in pace in the game. That is not necessary. It's just a warning that someone may be off circuit, someone may be going slowly. Keep your eyes open. The cars do tend to ghost, and you do get away with it anyway. Weeze the quickest man, 26.0. Nobody's come close. Panda the man in P2, 26.9. He is currently on an outlap, looking to improve. Skull also 26.9. Driver in P3. He is on a quick lap and he's looking to improve. Let's watch him through sector 2. See if there's anything extra in this time. And he's just over. He's 2 tenths over. Not setting personal bests. It's not what he wants to see. This is Panda, the man in P2. Does anybody have anything more? It sounds insane, but if you want to take pole position away, you're probably going to have to do a 25. Qualifying has come to an end. Where is Panda rather? He's about to go over the line. about to go over the line on the race circuit. It was quite confusing for a while. Of course, when the renovations were made to Silverstone, only F1 used the F1 paddock. MotoGP used this very same layout, but their pits was back there on the old straight. Very confusing. Skull saying he spun on his final run. Not a bad start anyway, he's going to be starting from the second row. Look at that, there is an improvement and there's another improvement. We didn't see the second one. We were following Panda. Panda improved, he set a 26.8 and then under our noses we didn't see it. Andre sets a 26.8 of his own and it's just slightly better than the other. Andre steals P2 in the closing moments. There are your results. Weeze takes pole position. Andre surprising P2 out of nowhere. Panda P3, Skull P4. Then Pantry Star P5, Iris P6, Spikes P7. We've got Nismo P8, Ulrich P9, and Harsh Cartoon makes up the top 10. Out of the top 10, J-Boy 11, Robin 12, Levy 13, Sugar Bear 14, Top Gun 15, Boinky 16, Essa 17, Atmagozi 18, and Osman will go from the rear of the field. And we're back looking at the empty pit lane. Of course, you all know the drill by now. You've all been here many times before. Cars are all to the right hand side of your screen. Drivers are doing their final preparations for the race. Of course, final preparations, but it's also your first call in the race. It's a call you have to make before you hit turn 1. Before you even get away for that formation lap. Choices you have to make, and if you get them all wrong, well, you have to live with them from this point on. It's the first roll of the dice before the race even starts. There we go. I was just about to say a lengthy pause, but that's not the case. We get the dual green lights and everybody will be away for a formation lap. One last opportunity for everyone to have a good look at the circuit. Maybe their first feel around the circuit with the heavy car. So this is all about preparation. Preparation for turn 1. Some would say can be the most important part of your race. Get turn 1 wrong and the rest could be a disaster. It's going to be Weeze going from the front, Andre alongside him on the front row. I think he's going to enjoy that at the start of the race. A clear view, no one in front of him. If you're not used to starting at the front, it can be quite an adjustment. Almost like Nico Hulkenberg. I had to wait, I think it was 6 seasons for my first pole position, and when it finally came, I jump started. It was the first time I had ever jump started, ever, and I did it from pole, my first pole. Needless to say, I had to wait another 3 seasons for my second pole. now line up for a final time. No dual green lights this time. This time we're waiting for the 5 red lights. They'll come on one by one. When we've got 5 of them, there'll be a pause. They'll go off and we'll be off. 3, 4, 5. And it's go. Sauber versus Mercedes into turn 1. Panda looking to get involved. We've got a car going off in the background. Not sure what happened there. There's a car going off in the background. Was that a Haas? We'll have a look to see. I think it may have been a Williams. I see Virus falling down the order. Virus now right at the rear of the field. 10-second penalty. Severe collision. Very odd start to the race for the second Williams. At the front, things a little bit more calm for Weeze. He's got a 1-second lead already. Broken the DRS before the DRS has even come into effect. Andre the man in P2, he's got Panda right behind him. Skull in close pursuit as well. Then Pantry Star down in P5, Spikes P6, Nismo P7, Levy P8. Can't believe the names I'm saying. All of these names so quick. Some of them in the midfield. In other leagues, they'd be out front. Driver here in P8 in the Alpine. This is Levy. I say some of these drivers in other leagues, they're used to being at the front. I've seen this man win races. I've seen this man dominate races. And SAFRL is in the midfield. That's the quality of this field. The second Ferrari, J-Boy in P9, both Ferraris up in the points. That would be a fantastic result for Ferrari. Slow start to the season for the Scuderia. Scuderia sounds like such a fancy word. Scuderia Ferrari. Sorry to disappoint you. Scuderia means team. It's just Team Ferrari. Scuderia team. Back at the front, look at Weeze. He's taken that gap. Last time we saw it was just over a second, 1.1. Now it's 2.7. Absolutely running away at the front of the field. Panda has taken over in P2. He's gotten past Andre. Andre demoted one position down to P3 and coming under pressure from the lead Ferrari Skull. We've seen these two so many times racing together, not only in a race, on the race circuit. We've seen them come so close in qualifying. Two drivers who can match each other so closely. It really makes for interesting racing. Trying to race someone who can match you almost perfectly is the ultimate challenge. We have a caution in Sector 1. We quickly look to the track map. I think that's Virus at the rear of the field. Let's just get confirmation. Ulrich in the pits. That was Virus, just going slowly. That flag has cleared. Ulrich in the pits seems to be also serving a pit stop. He's been in there for a while. So at the front, Weeze, it's all plain sailing. At the back, we're having a few dramas. We didn't see what happened, but J-Boy, the second Ferrari mentioned earlier, would have been a fantastic result. Both Ferraris running in the points. Well, that second Ferrari all the way down in P17 now. Something went horribly wrong for the second Ferrari driver. He's at the front, 2.9 since Panda's gotten into P2. That gap has sort of stabilized. Needed Panda keeping him in check. Weeze just managing the gap. This is Andre in P3. He's being pursued by a Ferrari. That is Skull, just 0.7 of a second down the road from him. Very, very crucial now for the Salva, for Andre to stay within DRS of this driver here, Panda. As long as he gets DRS, everyone else behind him, their DRS is practically neutralized. Once you lose touch with Panda, well then Skull's DRS comes into play. And Andre has to go super defensive. This is the Ferrari driver in P4 now chasing Andre. There we see the rear wing opening up. You can see Andre up the road. He does not have a open rear wing. This is where I say the Ferrari is going to come into its own now. Skull in P4. Andre's just lost his DRS. Skull still very much has his own. We could see a switch for P3 very soon. This is one of the McLarens. This is Spike's. This field's so close together. If you have any sort of interruption in this race, this whole thing could flip upside down. Just put some drivers at the back. Ulrich almost 40 seconds adrift from the rest of the field. If you've learned anything watching races on this channel, you never drop out of a race, because you never know what's coming next. We've seen races where drivers were right at the rear of the field, and at the end of the race they somehow found their way to the podium. And on the rear of the top of the podium. Now we're in Silverstone. The stake is never far away. Need to stay in it. Hope for the misfortune of others. Levy picks up a penalty. Another driver with a penalty is Virus. Two drivers already in the penalty column on lap 5 of 26. This is one of the two harsh drivers, Pantry Star. We're still so close together. Massive DRS train in the midfield. Andre doing a fantastic job to defend from Skull. I wonder if Panda made some sort of a mistake, or if Andre just caught a wake up. That gap back down to 0.7 of a second, which means the Salva is getting DRS again. Means when Skull opens up his DRS, well, the Salva up the road, he's got that same tool available to him. And you just don't get the advantage of that DRS boost anymore. All comes down to battery management. Use too much of it to make an overtake. Next DRS zone, you're completely defenseless. It's about management, it's about patience, it's about going for the right move at the right time. Weeze leads the way. That gap now starting to extend. I said the gap was stabilizing at 3 seconds. That is no longer the case. Apologies if my internet is dropping at all. Just simply rewind a few seconds and get a better streaming experience. Sorry if it is buffering, I just saw my internet drop there a little bit in the corner of my eye. Back to the racing, it's lap 7 of 26. Weeze leads the way, 5.3 seconds. Panda in P2, Andre still doing a fantastic job to hold on to P3. Remember, he fell out of DRS with Panda. I thought it was going to be tickets then for the Red Bull. The Sauber driver has just simply reeled him back in. Something we haven't spoken about yet in this race is tyres. We've had them up on the screen for a while, we just haven't spoken about. Quite a mix between the medium compound and the hard compound. The drivers in P1 and 2, they've both gone for the compound. The drivers in P3 and 4, well, they're doing something completely different. Andre on the hard tyre, Skull on the hard tyre. That suggests those two will be going deeper into the race than the drivers in P1 and 2. It's always risky in these races when you start on the hard tyre. Because the entire point of the hard tyre is to take you deep into the race, and sometimes what happens is you get a safety car in the first 10 laps of the race, and then it just breaks your entire hard strategy. You come into the pits much earlier than you would have wanted, and you have to think of a new strategy on the fly. All the hard runners will be hoping for a very simple and quiet, at least first stint of the race. Still Wheeze out front, still Panda, still Andre, still Skull, still Spikes. The order remains the same in the top 5. The rear of the field, we've got Ulrich. We saw him in the pits changing a wing and what I think was serving a penalty. He was in that pit for quite some time. He's 30 seconds adrift from the rest of the field, hoping for something yellow to happen to fix his race. Levy 19, J-Boy, the second Ferrari, was having a fantastic race at the start of the race, was within the top 10, and something went wrong. He's down in P17, hoping something will go his way to bring him back to the top. Virus in P16, driver we haven't spoken about in qualifying or the race, sort of went under the radar. The leader's teammate. This is the second Mercedes. This is at Magosi. This also races over on a Friday night. Runs the JPR League on a Friday night at 8 PM. So a league that's been around for quite some time. From him, he's got Boinkies and Osman, the two RBs, running 13 and 14. Got Sugar Bear in the Williams just outside the points, P12. Robin, P11, just outside the points, but he can see the points just 2 seconds down the road. And still holding station. Panda, P2. Andre P3, Skull P4, Spikes P5, and Pantry Star also very much in on that battle. Battle for P2 is a DRS train all the way down to P6, and we're already on lap 10. These drivers matching each other lap after lap. It's fantastic racing to see. But you do forget that the leader is very, very far away. 7.4 seconds. Only 10 laps into this race, the gap is 7.6 seconds. Means Wheeze is averaging something like 7.5 tenths a lap faster than the rest of the field. Now side by side for the Red Bull and the Sauber. Andre having enough of having a look at the back of that Red Bull wing. He wants to get past. He's had the Ferrari in his mirrors all this time. Reading Oracle, 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 Oracle all over the back of that wing. It's time he wants to get past. He knows the driver ahead is on mediums. Those tyres will start falling off. The track should be coming to the hard runners. And the last thing you want to do is be stuck behind a car that has a slower compound than you, because then you're losing all of your tyre advantage. Support for Rapmo Gozi in the comments. Let's go Gozi from Death Queen. Gozi, if you're listening, keep going. P15, long way to go. Lap 11 of 26. Of course, he's braver than most. Don't see that many JPR guys here. There's a reason I'm not here. I could probably get a drive here if I wanted one. There's a reason I've never asked. I don't want one. Finishing P20 at the end of every race doesn't sound too appealing to me. Becoming the Latifi of SAFRL does not sound appealing to me. Rather just stay in the comms box. .1 seconds now the gap. 1:30.1, fastest lap of the race, going to Ulrich at the rear of the field. Not sure where that came from, but more of that for the man at the back. Hopefully he can come through the field showing some serious speed. But he is very, very far back. He's going to need a lot of those lap times. Very, very quiet in the comment section. Let me know, when are these drivers coming in? When do you think the hard runners will be coming in? When do you think the medium runners will be coming in? Surely they'll be coming in very, very soon. And there's your answer, Panda. I think that's the first of the medium runners. He's just come into the pits. He was in P7. Let's see where he comes out. Scout, another one of the drivers into the pits to get rid of those medium tyres. Apmagozi also now into the pits to get rid of those medium tyres. Some of the drivers starting to make the move. Wheeze on the medium tyres. Well, he's deciding he's taking them a little further. When you've got this sort of pace over the rest of the field, well, you can abuse things a little. What day drive by the man in green. Oh, we've seen so much of this weekend, particularly at this circuit. Nico Hulkenberg finally getting his first podium. Man who's driven for so many different teams. Man who's been in Formula One, I think, since 2010. Very long career. It took him 238 race starts to get that first podium. And won the Le Mans, the last Formula One driver to win the overall Le Mans race. I think there's also another stat. I think he's the first F1 driver to win at Le Mans before ever getting a podium in F1. There we go, that's a stat. Stats are awesome. If you're creative, you can come up with anything. Pantry Star in P3 for Haas. Now the order's starting to switch around because everyone on the medium has come in and got rid of those mediums. Now is the time of Andre, now is the time of Skull. These two continue to rotate. Remember, they started on the hard tyre, so their plan was to go deeper into the race. That's exactly what they're doing. Following a line astern, the worst thing they could do at this stage. is get involved with each other, start riding wheel to wheel, start overtaking each other. Now is the time to work together. Need to get the very, very best laps possible. Maybe pull an undercut on Panda. But there goes the first one. Who was that into the pits? I think that was Pantry Star. Pantry Star into the pits. Means Andre and Skull now out front on their own. This was the man in P3 now in the pits. Harsh Cartoon. Is he going to follow into the pits, or is he going to... There you go, Harsh Cartoon up onto the podium. Whenever this happens, Visor is never around. Visor's waiting for Harsh Cartoon to fall out of the top 10, and then he's going to make a sudden appearance. Andre leads the way from Skull in P2. Is there a problem with that Ferrari? There is a problem with that Ferrari. Skull not in the Ferrari. This is not good news. Let's see if we can send him an invite. I'm going to try send him an invite. I'm just going to mute for a moment. That we are back. Just send an invite to Skull because he is not in control of that Ferrari. So hopefully he's able to get back into the lobby as soon as possible. You can see he's losing an incredible amount of time. Just matching that Salva lap after lap, and now all of a sudden there's a 4.4 second gap between the two. That's how quickly you lose time when your car is ghosting. And that car's still ghosting. Crucial he gets back in that car as soon as possible. This is Harsh Cartoon in P3. He'll be catching that car in front of him and he'll have no idea why. With that wheeze, absolutely no problem up the inside, just swoops past. I don't think Harsh Cartoon made too much of a fight of it when he realized who it was. It's not really your race, is it? You haven't made a pit stop. That man's on fresh tires. And he has ridiculous pace. So Skull still ghosting around the circuit. Have sent him an invite. Hopefully he gets back in that car as soon as he can. Andre, 6.6 seconds. I'm sure he will know what happened to the Ferrari driver. They are in communication. Andre now comes into the pits. Ooh, and this is another problem. This is another problem. Remember, whenever you leave the lobby and the ghost car, or the AI rather, take over the driving of the car does not necessarily follow the strategy you set out for it. So Skull, still rotating out on circuit with 15 lap old hards. And I think he's back in the car. Skull back in the car, but he's going to be a little bit annoyed. He's lost about 6 seconds. And he's probably been on the track 1 lap more than he wanted to with these tyres. Welcome to Dixie Killer in the comment section. I didn't see you earlier on. Welcome to SAFRL on a Tuesday night. Skull leads the way. What a night he's had. So unfortunate. Lose control of the car when he did. He is leading the race. 1.4 seconds behind him is Wheeze. Could probably do Andre a real solid here. Getting his elbows out and it's giving Wheeze a little bit of a hard time, but I don't think that's going to happen because he's going to come into the pits real soon. Needs to get rid of those hard tyres. 15 laps old. He did not intend to be out on track with 15 lap old hards. Weeze will retake the lead of the race as Sugar Bear picks up a 3-second penalty. Skull now in the pits. He'll be feeling frustrated. It's so important when something like that happens in the race, when something does not go your way, get it out of your mind. Immediately get it out of your mind. The only thing you should be thinking about is, where is my next breaking point? Where is my next apex? You can deal with everything else after the race. Don't be Lando Norris. Don't let emotions drive the car. Levy becomes the first retirement of the evening. I think that was a retirement in the pits because he's got a brand new set of softs on the car. Suggests to me he went into the pits and never came back out. So Levy, the first retirement of the evening, started with 19 down to 18. And out front, 12.8 seconds is the gap. Panda the man in P2, Spikes the man in P3, Panda P4, Andre P5. So that looks like it's switched around, but Andre should have the tyre advantage now. Remember, he took those hard tyres a little bit deeper than everybody else, so he's got a brand new set of mediums. There are also drivers around him with hard tyres, which are obviously going to last a lot longer, so he needs to make the overtakes now. Needs to take advantage of the extra grip now, while he still has the extra grip. Unfortunately for the green Salva, whereas last time round he was leading this DRS train, he's now trailing it. Let me know on the quality of the stream, if you don't mind, in the comments section. Can you see the stream? Is it smooth? Is the sound of the cars and the voices, everything coming through okay? Just see a few. I just see the internet jumping up and down a little bit more than usual this evening. Panda in P3, Pantry Star P4, Andre, he'll be frustrated. He's got the newest set of tyres of the lot. He's at the back of that DRS train and there's just not much he can do about it. Needs to make the overtakes the old-fashioned way, the hard way. Look for a gap, brake late, be brave, and hope for the best. Saying the stream looks okay, that's good to know. Thanks for that. We still out front, 14.5 seconds, absolutely insane. It's almost a pit stop. It's almost a pit stop. Lap 19 of 26, this race is flying by. See how badly that affected Skull's race. Remember, he was right on the back of Andre. Those two were within a second of each other. Andre now in P5 and Skull 8 seconds adrift, almost 9 seconds adrift from Andre, and those two work together. So those few laps as the ghost car, 9 seconds. Is the driver in P7, just needs to bring this car home, bring home the first points of the season, be a step in the right direction. Worry about podiums next time round. 20 of 26, Top Gun, P8, Essa. Man who started really out of position, we know his speed. In P9, Harsh Cartoon still holding on to the points. This is becoming quite a common occurrence. Harsh Cartoon picking up a point. We saw this not so long ago. I think he stole a point on Sunday due to some penalties up the road from him. I think Pfizer is in here. He just sees Harsh Cartoon in the points and he's sitting there in silence. If Harsh Cartoon goes P11 and suddenly Virus makes an appearance, well, 12.7 seconds. Did Weeze make some sort of a mistake? Gap has come down. Weeze, Spikes, Panda, Pantry Star, Andre, Skull. So those two are line astern again. Andre P5, Skull P6, but look at the gap between them. There used to be no gap between them. Andre past Pantry Star, nicely done. Gets the one overtake done. He's got one more to go if he wants to get back on the podium. Unfortunately for him, Spikes is running up the road. He needs to get past Panda if he has any hope of catching up to Spikes. Of course, leading up to the race, we have our little music before the race. Today there were 3 new songs on that list. Let me know in the comment section which one was your favorite. I've got a few too many songs now. I've got to pick the playlist carefully. So let me know which one was your favorite. Andre side by side with the Red Bull. Panda, Andre, none wanting to give up. They know this is the final step of the podium and they both want it. Andre should have the superior grip at this stage of the race. He's got 5 lap bold mediums versus 9 lap bold hards. And he's got to do it now. If he's going to do it, he's got to do it now, because those mediums will go off and that's too much. That's too much. Folds under the pressure, takes the escape road, doesn't pick up a penalty. Driver will know if he picked up a warning or not. But no penalty means he can just keep his foot in it. Doesn't lose too much time considering just 0.5 of a second behind Panda. And soon he'll be attacking again. Panda sitting right there nicely in P5. He's watching the action between Panda and Andre and he's wishing to himself very quietly in the back of his mind, hit each other. Just hit each other. There's no further back in P6. He's got Skull all over the back of him. Skull looking to pick up a few late positions, get some late retribution for the race, pick up some extra points. He's already on the points table, which is better than what he's been able to do this season. I'd like to just get a little higher on that points table. We've got a caution in sector 2. Quickly look towards the track map. Everybody seems to be moving and we're back underway. 22 of 26. It's been a clean race, no rain, no interruptions. Just that one unfortunate disconnect. But luckily the driver was able to get back soon. We've had an issue as we speak of the driver, and there he goes. There he goes. Skull. Another DNF in season 12. Whether we're speaking about SKR, whether we're speaking about SAFRL, Season 12 and Skull, they are yet to gel. Unfortunate retirement. Lap 23 of 26, the caution disappears and the drivers can breathe a sigh of relief. Weeze leads the way, 13.6 seconds. Absolutely huge gap. Spikes in P2, but he does have a penalty next to his name. What is that penalty? Let's just get confirmation. It's a big penalty. We haven't spoken about that penalty. I thought it was just a 3-second penalty sitting there. That is most definitely not a 3-second penalty. 10-second penalty for the man in P2. And look at these two. I thought they were going wheel to wheel, but one of them is ghosting. That's Ulrich being lapped. Got a bit excited. That's just Wheeze lapping the final car in the field. Of course, next week on the SAFRL calendar we return to this venue, but this venue is going to look very, very different. Of course, we return here next week to do Silverstone in reverse. I'm looking forward to it. Can't wait to see how that plays out. Yet to do Zandvoort in reverse, yet to do Silverstone in reverse, have done Austria in reverse, and with the exception of a really nasty hairpin, I actually really love that circuit in reverse. But as for that hairpin, I just can't figure it out. 12.7 seconds at the front to Spikes. Then Spikes has a massive penalty next to his name of 10 seconds. That would allow Panda and Andre up onto the podium as things stand. In fact, Pantry Star not far behind either. That would drop Spikes all the way down to P5. I was just about to say it's a harsh penalty, but then I realized it's a 10-second penalty for the McLaren driver at Silverstone. Weird. Pantry Star still in P5, 10 lap old mediums, sitting pretty behind the drivers in P3 and 4, just waiting for a mistake, waiting for an opportunity to pounce. Every single corner you complete, you know the tarmac is running out. 25 of 26. If you're going to make the move, this is the time to make the move. Are you going to accept the position and manage your pace to the end? Or are you going to take one last dive of hope? Have a caution, but no need to worry, it's too late in the race for it to trigger anything more than that. The caution disappears from our screens. 25 of 26. Wheeze 12.8 seconds. The gap actually coming down somewhat, but I don't think he'll be too worried about that. Very comfortable cushion for the leader. Andre, not so long ago, all over the back of Pantry Star, now has to switch to defense mode. Pantry Star approaches the back of that Sauber. And what's at play here? A P3. Looks like he's in P4. He's in P3. Spikes. Massive penalty. Andre and Pantry Star not just fighting for a P4 position, they're fighting for that final podium spot. All the while these three battle for the final podium spot, it's allowed Spikes to run up the road quite nicely. He's 5.7 seconds up the road from this battle. The RS battles currently on track. Panda and Andre, as we've mentioned. We also have Essa with Top Gun in close pursuit. Sugar Bear P10. Not many more DRS battles. We have one DRS battle back here. It's J-Boy and Osman. That's a battle for P13. Doesn't matter what position it's for. Every single battle on this circuit, I assure you, the drivers are driving that battle as if it's for the lead. Wheeze. Is he in control of that car? Yes, he is. Is he behind the horse again? Yes, he is. I think he's already lapped that car. Wonder if Wheeze made a mistake. Skull in the comment section sounding very, let's call it animated. In fact, Skull, you know what you sound like? You sound like a frustrated Ferrari driver. There's been a few of those. Just ask Charles Leclerc, Carlos Sainz, Lewis Hamilton, ask Fernando Alonso, ask Kimi Raikkonen, ask Sebastian Vettel. But tonight, there was only one man in question for this race, who gives the crowd a wave, takes the victory. In qualifying, there was no competition. In the race, there was no competition. Really, the rest of the field was hoping for a safety car, something that could reel Wees back in, and maybe something interesting happening at the restart. All the penalties kicking in, so Wees takes the victory. Panda confirmed in P2, and Andre, well, he's picked up a podium. Skull joins the long list of frustrated Ferrari drivers. The Skull-Ferrari relationship turning sour very early on in the season. Well, Skull, at least you don't drive for Red Bull. You'd be in an RB by now. Skull saying absolutely nothing in the comment section. I don't think he appreciates my jokes. Let's see if we do get the results. Sometimes we get them, sometimes we don't. Oh, look at that. We get a whole bunch of results. Driver of the day goes to Boinkies. Fastest lap goes to Ulrich. Race winner, of course, was Wees. Most overtakes, Boinkies. And the cleanest driver on the night went to Panda. There's your results. Wees takes victory. Started in P1, finished in P1. No competition on the night. Panda P2. He'll be happy with that. Andre started in P2, finished in P3. Good result for him. Then Pandristar P4, almost got a podium at the end. Spikes P5, Nismo P6, Harsh Cartoon. What a result for Harsh Cartoon. P7. Good haul of points. Got Robin in P8, Sugar Bear P9, and Top Gun will take the final point on the night. No points on the night. P11 Boinkies, oh so close. Then J-Boy P12 in the remaining Ferrari. No points for Ferrari on the night. Osman P13, Essa 14, Atmagozi finishes P15, Virus 16, Ulrich 17, and then the two DNFs, Skull and Levy. Well, folks, that was SAFRL Season 12, Round 3. That flew by pretty quickly. Oh, will you look at that? My PlayStation sound is on. Let's just get rid of that. There we go. I want to thank all of you for joining me for this race. Of course, there are quite a few of you in here at a stage. Apparently, there's something wrong with my like button. It gets to 4 likes and it stops. So I'm going to try and figure out what's going on there. The channel has been doing a few strange things ever since I passed 1,000 subscribers. There's a few options available that I've never seen before, and I may have clicked on something. So I'll need to go through those settings again and make sure I haven't done anything stupid. But until then, I guess all we can get is 4 likes. But to everyone who joined us, thank you so very much. Of course, the channel goes on a bit of a break until Sunday. What am I going to do? I need to put something in the middle. Between Tuesday and Sunday. It's a long, long time. I don't know what to put in the middle. Do we find another league to commentate on, or do we do something different? Maybe a podcast. But then, of course, I'd have to have volunteers, you guys, the viewers, in the comment section, maybe the drivers out on track, guys who want to come on and not only talk about sim racing, but also talk about F1 and any other motorsport you may be interested in. I'm going to leave a little bit of music playing for all of you. I hope you enjoyed the race, and I'll see you all again on Sunday. Till then, cheers.
Daniil came roaring, a Russian with a spark. Toro Rosso's fire lit up the track in the dark. Promised Red Bull's big seat, he flew in 2015. But Sochi's crash sent him down, Max stole the dream. Back to Toro he went with a "we'll call you lie." Twice they cut him loose, left him high and dry. Helmet's cold handshake, Christian sideways grin. Daniil kept fighting, but the deck was stacked to win. Red Bull's wings, they lift you up, then crash you to the ground. Promise seats and glory, but then lies keep spinning around. From Daniel to Pierre, Alex and more, they fell. Red Bull's driver graveyard, where dreams go to dwell. Pierre was the next kid with a smile bright as day. Toro Rosso star Bahrain's foreshowed the way. Red Bull called him up, said, "Son, you're the one." But Max's shadow crushed him. 12 races, he was done. Sent back to Toro, told he'd get another shot, but the phone stayed silent, left Pierre in a nod. Jamie and Sebastian, they felt that same old sting. Promised Toro saddle, but Red Bull clipped their wings. Red Bull's wings, they lift you up, then crash you to the ground. Promise seats and glory, but then lies keep spinning around. From Daniel to Pierre, Alex and more, they fell. Red Bull's driver graveyard, where dreams go to dwell. Brendan waited 9 years for a shot to shine, but Toro chewed him up, spit him out by design. Liam got 2 races, thought he'd earn his place. Red Bull said, "Back to Bulls, you're losing this race." Carlos got a loan out, never saw Red Bull again. Now he's winning elsewhere, leaving helmet in pain. They dangle that seat like a carrot on a string, but when you reach for glory, you're left with nothing but sting. Red Bull's wings, they lift you up, then crash you to the ground. Promise seats and glory, but them lies keep spinning around. From Daniel to Pierre, Alex and more, they fell. Red Bull's driver graveyard, where dreams go to dwell. So here's to the drivers who fought through the pain. Daniil, Pierre and Alex rising up again.
Okay, can you bring it back, Lance?
Red Bull's got
Oh,
its titles,
what?
but these boys paid the cost. In the dust of melting keys, their dreams ain't fully lost.
Well, Oscar, you rolled in like a king on a throne. China, Bahrain, them trophies you did own. 3 wins piled high, you ruled that racing track. But now your leads are shaking, Lando's storming back. Silverstone hit hard, your brake check caught a fine. 10 seconds sunk your hopes, boy, you're losing your shine. Canada's wall, you shoved Lando to the stone.
It's broken!
Now he's riding tall and you're out lead's near done. Austria's dust, you dove like a farm boy lost. Lando took that win, left you paying the cost. Your restarts are rougher than a dirt road's rut. Stewards wave them flags. Oscar, you're in a rut. McLaren's hauling strong, still the team to beat, but your championship leads wilting in the heat. Lando's got the grit, tough as a barnyard nail. While you're spinning tires, he's blazing down the trail. Oscar, your race leads slipping away like dust on a
God, it's broken! It's broken!
Lando's got the fire, and your dreams are about to fold. 8 points left, you're sweating in the sun. Lando's got the wheel, boy, your lead's near done. You were the hotshot kid, crown gleaming in the light. Now Lando's got the reins, and he's racing through.
Okay, can you bring it back, Lance? Oh,
Silverstone's cheers. He
God, it's
carved
broken!
your lead
It's
to 8. Your championship hopes are hanging on by fate. What's that, Oscar? Another dive gone wrong. Lando's got your number, singing this here song. McLaren's got the speed, but you're losing the spark. Step aside, old boy, Lando's lighting up the dark. Yeah, so crank that old guitar, hear Lando's victory tune. Oscar, your race leads fading neath the moon. McLaren's still the king, but it's Lando's time to reign. Bow out, Oscar, let Lando take the fame.
I am stupid. I am stupid. I switch